Today we're talking about shop vacs, something most people have in their garage shop they use constantly. And today I thought I'd just show you how to change a filter on one of these shop vacs, as well as talking about another type of filter that you might not be too familiar with that will really save your lungs and also your shop vac. So to change this filter on a shop vac, obviously look up the make. So we have obviously a shop vac, brand shop vac here, and the model. So on here, I'll have to take off the cord. It tells you some more details about it. And then it even gives you kind of nicely here, I'll zoom you up. It even tells you the actual filter to use, which is kind of nice for that cartridge filter. Right here actually is the model number up here. So you could just put the make and the model into, Amazon, eBay, Google, whatever, and find your corresponding filter. Fortunately, ShopVac made it easy so that you can see exactly what model number you need for the cartridge filter. So to change it, nothing too crazy fancy. Pop off the tabs, and then lift up, and boom. There's your filter. And so we'll talk about what's in the shop vac filter, or in the base of the shop vac in a second. So here's the top of your shop vac. Here's where the motor and whatnot is. So to change it, it's pretty straightforward. You would twist this bottom part off, and then wiggle the old filter out. And then replace it with the new one. I know cheap people like me would probably bang this one off and reuse it, and honestly I probably will reuse this one. And the reason I would be okay reusing this is I haven't done any major demolition projects or any excessive amounts of woodworking, and why that's concerning is because the particulates, especially in drywall, the gypsum in the drywall, and also other things that come with demolition are very fine, small particles. And they can easily get through these cartridge filters. I've been just using this lately to, vacuum up the car, clean up some stuff in the shop. So nothing really excessive, and honestly, as you can see, it's not too bad. So here I just banged this one out. But if you've done a lot of demolition work, cleaning up drywall and whatnot, I would recommend replacing it, because anything that seeps through here and gets inside the motor, that's how you shorten the life of your shop vac. So I'm going to quickly bang this out, put that new one in, and then we'll talk about what's inside my shop vac. Right, so here we just put it up, make sure it's seated, and then get that bottom piece on. And sometimes the new filter will come with one of these, but sometimes they don't. So don't throw yours away unless it's broken or something's wrong with it. But keep that retainer on hand just in case. And now let's talk about what's inside my shop vac. So as I mentioned, right, these cartridge filters, they do filter out some particulates, but they are not very good about filtering out those smaller particulates. And what specifically I'm thinking of, like drywall dust or sawdust or other things like that, or maybe other finer materials, is why there's this lovely invention. It's a shop vac bag filter. So most people are used to these filters, but there's also another filter that you can put in your shop vac to help filter out those smaller particulates. Granted, they can't get everything, but they can definitely catch more. And like I've talked about in some of my HVAC videos, just like the furnace filter, the more filtration you can have, right? There's a give and take, because too much filtration makes it too hard for the motor to sometimes get the air it needs to do its process. But on the other hand, if you just let everything filter through with no restriction, that's how you damage things. So that is what this is. It's one of these filter bags. I'll show you here. Same thing with like you'd find your cartridge filter. You just look up the make and model filter bag, and here's the one that I use for my shop vac. I think honestly they're mostly done by brand and size. So as you can see, this is a shop vac, and it fits a 4 to 8 gallon shop vac, which obviously mine falls in that category. And it's, I guess this kind of speaks for it here. It catches a lot of this debris, so you don't have to clean out the inside of the actual vac. Everything's that's larger is contained within that bag. Of course, it's easy to install, and it keeps the tank clean. So how do you install one of these? Well, I'll show you here because I'm probably gonna replace this one since it's been a long time. First thing I do is unscrew, on this model, unscrew the hose. And then I pull up here, pull up, and then take this out. This is the inlet here for the shop vac. So if you open up your vac, you'll probably see this. If it's sitting in the shop vac and pulls out easily, then you would know that this comes out. A lot of times your shop vac won't have this removable. This will actually be, a part of the actual vac. So what you do is you just slip this bag onto there. But for this one, fortunately mine comes out, which makes it easy. And then as you can see, this bag is actually pretty darn heavy and pretty full. So I'm gonna get rid of this and get a new bag. So, and as you can see, fairly clean. And what you do, so we'll get our new bag, open it up, kind of round it out to shape the body of the shop vac. And sometimes they do sit a little tall, so you need to bend the bottom of the bag a little bit so it sits better. But as you can see, that bag that I had before was pretty full. So, again, whether yours comes out like this or it's rigid, no pun intended, you would just stick the inlet through like that. And then with mine, you can see it just sits into this channel. And that's it. And obviously, help it sit. Might need to bend it down like I mentioned. And that's it. That's how you just install both the cartridge filter and the bag filter. Again, it can help prolong the life of your shop vac. I've had this for years, and it works just as good as the day I got it. And so once you get that in place, again, making sure that the bag is not sitting too proud. You just put the cartridge in the center of it all. Put the top back on, latch it down, and that's it. That is how you change the filter, both the cartridge and the bag filter, on the shop vac. Any questions or comments, please let me know. I hope the video was helpful. Something cool that, maybe a quick tip that I'll share with you. If you didn't know, most shop vacs, right, are used as vacuums, but you can actually take out the hose, turn the vac around, and this outlet, which usually just spills out some of the debris when you're vacuuming, you can actually twist it on here, and now you have a small, leaf blower, or, a little blower there. So, hope that tip was helpful. Questions or comments, suggestions, or tips, advice, always welcome below. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.